So, hi everyone. Today we have Harsh as a new guest of our podcast. And he's currently 19 and he's earning more than 20 lakhs. So, Harsh, why don't you just introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi everyone. I'm Harsh. I'm a blockchain developer, and yeah, I'm 19-year-old, and I am currently doing distance learning. So I am in college, but I'm not pursuing college the same traditional way. So I'm doing a distance learning where I don't have to go to college, nor I have to do any
Hmm.
assignments. It's just exams, which it's an online exam, so I just copy.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I'm currently doing BCA, pursuing BCA
Okay.
from distance learning course. And yeah, if I'm in second year technically,
Okay.
and I'm working as a blockchain developer.
Okay.
It's a startup. It's a metaverse startup. They are trying something new, so I'm working with them for past around 12 months now, 1 year almost. So
That's
yeah,
great. Okay.
going great.
That's great. So, Harsh, you said you are doing BCA, right? So,
Yeah.
मैंने रील देखी थी उसमें you said that you wanted to drop out. So, why did you then started distance learning?
Yes. So I'll explain you the whole story. So what happened
Okay.
was in my 12th grade, which is
Mm-hmm.
basically when I was around 17,
Okay.
I cleared my exams because it was the COVID time. So I didn't have to give my boards exam. It was just because of
Mm-hmm.
my prelims I got the marks.
Okay.
And I was also experimenting with few things. Like I just got my new laptop, which I bought with some of my freelancing money and some
Okay.
of my parents' money. So that was how I got my laptop, and I was
Hmm.
experimenting few things like video editing and trying few things. And side me, I was also getting into programming and coding. I was introduced, but मैं थोड़ा और ज़्यादा technical चीजें करने लगा.
Hmm. Hmm. I
And
get it.
I realized that it's not necessary, like because I had few friends I made through online friends, Discord and all, and I talked
Okay.
to a lot of them, and all of them had the same review with college that they are stuck with assignments, exams, and they're not the teaching is not good at all. Teaching
Exactly.
is
Yeah.
the syllabus is very outdated,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the way of teaching is also like they just come
Hmm.
and read presentation and just go. So I was like,
Hmm.
I don't think it will be worth it to but my priority was to get some skills and start get into the interest industry.
Hmm.
It was not to have fun because my parents and like I come from a middle class family, so I had this this thing, my career, my this comes first
Okay.
besides having fun going to college. So I was like, okay, I will take a drop. Initially, it was like I'll take a
Okay.
drop 1 year.
Hmm.
I'll experiment for one
Hmm.
year. I'll learn and I'll see how things go. And then if it goes well, I'll continue and I'll not go to college.
Okay.
But so I started doing that. I started learning for 2 months. I did, but my parents were like, you should do something instead of just being in a room. Why not, just get a degree? That's all they wanted. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'll find a. So I was like, I enrolled in a distance learning I found from someone.
Okay.
Someone told me about it, and I just the next day I enrolled,
Hmm.
and yeah, that's how it started. So I was like, okay, it's going good, and they're happy with
Okay.
it. They just care about the degree, and so I was like, okay, it's a three
Okay.
year course.
Hmm.
So that's how I like it changed from taking a drop to joining a DLP.
Okay. I
It's
get
almost the
it. Okay. That's great. So, Harsh, what are your specializations? Like in otherwise of blockchain, what are the languages you've mastered?
I won't say I've mastered, but okay. So I started with web development languages.
Okay.
So got my hands on HTML, then
Okay.
CSS, then Bootstrap, Tailwind, these things, and then got into
Hmm.
JavaScript, some JavaScript, and then after doing that, making some projects, I got into React. And
Okay.
while doing React, I started Solidity, which is the language
Yeah. Of
for
blockchain.
writing
Yeah.
smart contracts on EVM chains.
Yeah.
So that's where I started. So yeah, after JavaScript, after I got a little used to JavaScript, I got into Solidity, and it took around 2 months, but I got pretty used to it, and I was able to write smart contracts, pretty good smart contracts.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
uh, yeah, and then I kept going, building more projects and enrolling hackathons. So yeah, so as I'm built more smart contracts and more projects, I got used to writing code and understanding how the EVM works, everything works.
Yeah.
So mostly I have this. My expect the reason I got my internship was not just not because of the front end skills. It was because of my specific skill set was blockchain.
Okay.
That includes Solidity, Ethers, Hard Hat, research, DeFi,
Hmm.
NFT, and all those things come under that.
Okay, okay, that's great. So, like you talked about blockchain, right? I also belong to a blockchain background. I'm currently doing my BCA with blockchain specialization. So, I'd like तुम explain कर लो users को viewers को कि what is blockchain? Like explain it very easily.
Yeah, so the best way I think I can explain you is it's just a
Hmm.
ledger. So
Okay,
users might have seen their bank account statement, for example. It's just a set of records, right? So every month
okay,
you can get a statement, right? It has
yeah,
certain transactions.
yeah,
So now the problem with centralized server, so the problem here is that
hmm.
anyone can change your bank account details if it's not secure and stored. So how do you
Yeah,
solve that? Key? We need the transaction. We don't want anyone to be able to change any transaction and to put any wrong transaction in that
hmm.
your bank statement, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So you can imagine blockchain as a bunch of these bank account statements of blockchain transactions. Instead of bank account transaction, there is just a blockchain transaction, which is nothing but the native crypto or the native crypto transactions that is happening, and that
okay,
is just one block can have multiple of these transactions, just like your bank account statement, and each statement is linked to the each block is linked to the previous block. So that's how
okay,
it builds a chain of blocks. So basically, in
okay,
simple words, it's just like a an immutable ledger. So yeah,
okay,
decentralized immutable ledger, which is distributed across the different nodes. So there's no
okay,
central that has access to change it.
okay. So one more question, Harsh. Blockchain choose करने का main reason क्या था? Like what was the main story behind choosing blockchain as your specialization?
Yeah, so there was as such. So yeah, uh, I began with exploring. So I was exploring a few fields.
Hmm.
Initially, I was doing as I told, web development. But
Yeah.
while doing that, I found a few things. First of
Okay.
all, I found the technology interesting. When
Okay.
for the first Bitcoin transaction I did was because of a freelance client. So he paid me through
Hmm.
Bitcoin. I was
Okay.
like, okay, this is interesting. It took very less time, and it was better than creating a PayPal account and doing a transaction. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, this is interesting. How is this happening? So
Okay.
there was my curiosity, and I
Hmm.
started reading more about it, and that's how I got interested. Okay, this is something that's not like usual. So there's
Okay.
something that
I
is
see.
making it decentralized. And why is it important? Because it was important in some sense, like you can
Hmm.
not change the data, and the more the node, the more secure it will be. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, this is something interesting. I think I'll go with. I was finding my interest in it once I just got introduced to it. I was just getting in the rabbit hole and researching more and more about it. So that's how I got it. And I was like, okay, now I'll do this, and I'll try to get into this because this seems interesting, and
Hmm.
it pays well both.
Okay. I see. So like when you were learning, right? So I saw one of your reel where you said you didn't had any like coaching or you were not purchasing any courses. So how did you learn and what were the challenges you faced while learning?
Sure. So interesting. So, yeah, I
Hmm.
didn't purchase any course. I
Yeah.
didn't purchase any course on anything
Hmm.
because I didn't find the need to. So the way I planned my learning curve was I was very used to learning because I had learned a lot of
Okay.
previous bunch of skills like video editing and stuff. So I knew how to
Hmm.
learn.
Okay.
So how to learn I had a way to learn. So I first start with doing research
Hmm.
about what I have to learn, and then find a bunch of roadmaps that could help, and then I
Okay.
get some database of all the resources that I can run from, and I give each of them some time and to figure out which one I like, and then I continue with it for
Okay.
longer period.
Okay.
And in the process, I try to make use of whatever I am learning. So that's how
Okay.
I had my plan of learning, and I had my
Okay.
how would I approach to learn blockchain. So there was
Okay.
few challenges because of the field, as in blockchain was like at the time was it didn't have a lot of very good explanation. So
Okay.
it was
Yeah.
not like everything was spoon fitted through videos. Sometimes you have to
Yeah.
read white papers and documentations and go deep and search, and very few Stack Overflow. Some of the questions were also not on Stack for Overflow, and but yeah, like
Hmm.
the more you deal with it, the more you get used to it, you'll figure out. So
Okay.
also I found a way of learning was community. So asking question to the community itself, I found that okay, this is good. So if I'm not able to solve something, I just go to the community and just ask them officially, okay, this is the issue I'm facing, if anyone can resolve, and joining bunch of groups and communities, and
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
also helped it. So that
Okay.
was one of the
Okay. I see.
problem there.
Yeah. So like,
And
it took you how many years to learn all these things?
okay, so to learn the basics, I would say
Hmm.
I started learning my friend web development thing in 2021 August, and at that time I
Okay.
took it seriously. I
Okay.
started with HTML, JavaScript stuff, and I picked up Solidity in September. So I would say in around 6 to 8 months, I got pretty used to both
Hmm.
front end and blockchain. So yeah, in 8 months, I was able to with dedicated because I had no other thing to do. I was not in a
Okay.
college or not
Yeah.
doing anything else. I was home.
Hmm.
So that's why 6 to 8 months, I was able to learn pretty much the most of the basics, and I was building
Okay.
projects and participating in
Okay.
hackathons and that.
So what was your first internship like, or the first job?
Yeah, so my first internship was in Z-Fi. Z-Fi,
Okay.
they were building initially they were building a, and that was again a startup. They were building a uh, like a bank on chain. So like you could get higher interest rates in stable coins and not even fluctuating coins. So they were building
Okay.
something like that. I
Hmm.
was helping them build one. So I got that internship
Okay.
in December. I started applying. That time,
Hmm.
I knew that I am ready to get into internship after 2 3 months because I had some projects and stuff
Hmm.
with
Hmm.
me to as a proof. So I was like, okay, let's go and learn in the job itself. So I
Okay.
started
That's
applying,
great. Hmm.
and yeah, I got the founder messaged me on Angel List, and then we connected, and yeah,
Hmm.
then that's how I got. I was pretty impressed that I skipped college and started learning blockchain. So
Yeah, the story is
um,
very unique. Like when I just saw your reel, I was like, I need to talk with this guy. Yeah, okay.
yeah.
That's great. So like you started earning at so early age, right? So what are the changes you see? Like when you were not earning, you were just a teenager learning. And when you started earning, like what were the changes in the society you feel like people changed, or is it the same?
Yeah, people do change.
Okay.
When you're not making money, they are pretty doubtful about what you're doing and if you'll be
Hmm. Hmm.
successful at what you do. So yeah, like relatives and everyone will say what are you doing because you're not
Okay.
making any
Yeah.
money and you're just spending 6 months, 8 months in your
Hmm.
room doing something that they have no idea of because
Yeah.
it's very
Hmm.
difficult to explain what they are doing, right?
Yeah.
So it like once you start earning and real money starts flowing in,
Hmm.
the perception, the point of perception and view changes a little bit.
Hmm. Exactly.
So yeah, the change was surely noticeable.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, the change was noticeable around that, like
Okay.
from outwardness to being like people started seeing me how I managed to do this all
Hmm.
by
Hmm.
myself.
Hmm.
So
Okay. So Harsh, you have specialization in metaverse also, right?
so yeah, so there are many aspects to it. So in the metaverse, the gaming and the metaverse part of it, I actually don't handle those things, but there
Okay.
are few integrations of the blockchain in it, right? So in that integrations, I help. So yeah, like
Okay.
I have my company where I'm working right now is a music metaverse company. So they're
Okay.
building uh, like a platform to consume music in a metaverse way. So
Yeah.
where artists can basically do launches, song launches, and get support from their fan base. So that's what they're working on.
Okay, I see. So, if a teenager who's listening to us right now is in 12th standard, so what would you suggest him? Like, will you tell him to take distance learning or just go to college and like follow the stuff?
So I would not suggest anything. I would just
Okay.
say, was my my situation were different, maybe my priority was different, so
Okay.
it also depends a lot upon the person and individual, so I can't
Hmm.
suggest the same thing for everyone. I would say,
Okay.
don't take me and see me and skip your college. That's not
Hmm.
right. See
Hmm.
what you want to do, see what your goals are, see what you want to prioritize, and if that's something you want to do, then you could. I'm not telling you to not do, but
Okay.
I would not suggest anything. Just find something you really want to do,
Hmm.
and then find the best possible way to do it. So
Okay.
that yeah, find your interest, a point of interest, find
Hmm.
your priority, what you want to do, and then just get started, get to work. If you really want
Okay.
that, you'll spend most time researching and stuff. So yeah,
Hmm.
that's
So, if a person who's like interested in blockchain technology, so like, what's the best mind map or the best path you would say like to learn these things?
well the best way. So there could be better way. I
Okay.
don't know about the best way, but the way I see is that if someone is interested in the technology, you just get into it, just get started.
Okay.
If you are interested, because the first day I got to know about these things on when I was learning web development, I got to know about, okay, there's something you can write code on blockchain. So I was, oh my god, how is that possible? So I just started digging in, and for
Hmm.
3 days I was watching, like, videos after videos, reading, and I was just
Hmm.
on
I
the job
see.
researching. So if you're really interested in the technology, you'll just
Hmm.
get into it, start reading more, getting more about it. And if you get stuck, then again, more
Hmm.
research, more try, just know about it. So best way would be to just be curious,
Okay.
find Google, search on YouTube, watch videos, keep, and try to understand it. Okay, if you're not understanding,
Okay.
you'll understand through simpler explanation. It doesn't mean that the technology is difficult, it
Hmm.
means the explanation is not good. So try
Okay.
to find good explanations, and from
Hmm.
where you can understand what
So like,
you
what's
want to
any
learn.
one YouTube channel or one website or any place like which you recommend? Like, this is like you really
So
like it and where you studied from?
yeah, sure.
Okay.
So if you want to learn the coding part, I think Solidity there's a website, I think Solidity or anything. Learn X in 5 minutes first. That's a
Okay.
quick overview, and there is Solidity by example. These are two websites. These are
Okay.
just quick websites. Otherwise, the documentation of Solidity is also pretty good. You can also look into that. But knowing
Hmm.
about blockchain is not just the coding part. It is also
Okay.
about the whole understanding of what
Hmm.
it is, what are coins, what are tokens, what is DeFi, what is NFT, all these things, all this require a base. So the base, you can,
Yeah.
for that, you can just for I watched Code Eater. There's a YouTube channel, I guess,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
at the time.
Hmm.
I started with him, and then there was a Whiteboard Crypto. There were many
Hmm.
such channel that I found interesting because they could explain complex topics in a simple way. So
Hmm.
yeah, these two channels. There's another blog by blogs. There are many YouTube channels. You can watch anyone you understand.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, so I would say just research, write few
Hmm.
things you think are required for you to create your base, and
Hmm.
then learn them first, and get understand them first, and then
Hmm.
move ahead. So yeah.
Hmm. So yeah, we talk about the society changes. So what are the changes in Harsh? Like, when you are a student, you're just learning. What were your feelings and what are you thinking? And once you started, you got into the job, what are the changes you see in yourself?
So when I was learning,
Hmm.
changes I see in myself. So when I was learning,
Hmm.
there are few changes that I would say. For example, when I was learning, I was very much open about learning a lot of other things. I
Hmm.
was experimenting, I was trying, and I was learning solidity, this, that,
Hmm.
this.
Hmm.
But when you get to the job, you focus on one thing. So that's
Okay.
something I would interesting.
Okay.
It's not like in the
Hmm.
work on things. But right now, like Solidity being the major language. Most of my work is research as well, and integrations, backend, front end
Hmm.
integrations. So do get to learn, but
Okay.
definitely at that time. you pretty much don't know what you want your main skill to be, what you want
Hmm.
your main
Hmm.
point skill to be. So yeah, so I would say at that time I was exploring and I was trying to find what is something I would that would be my main skill that I would want to go deep in. So
Okay.
I was trying a bunch of things, and once I found it, I just got deep and deep, and I'm still going, and there's a lot to learn actually.
Hmm.
So yeah, yeah, and that's the change, I think.
So aside of your job, are you working on in something like building of yourself, or you're just focusing on your job right now?
And there are a few things, are not like I don't see this as a work, but like I'm trying to bring build my personal brand. You already
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Side of work, I'm just one day I decided to start documenting my journey. So,
Yeah.
got a video editor, got a designer, and we
Hmm.
got started. So that's something I'm doing. If you wanna check out, it's askwhyhirsch.com.
Yeah.
And then I'm also learning Java. So
Okay.
I had a pretty good understanding, but I am still
Hmm.
learning the core fundamental core principles of programming in terms of DSA. So when I
Hmm.
got the job, my DSA was not very good. I didn't know about a lot of algorithms. I got to know about
Hmm.
Merkle tree and all, but that I learned when it was required. So
Okay.
the thing is, I learned whatever was required. So I
Hmm.
didn't learn everything. Now I'm trying to get my hands on the basics of programming, that is algorithms and structures,
Okay.
data structures algorithms. So I'm trying
Hmm.
to do that at PAC, and then I'm also interested in using Java for building Android apps. So that is something I'll be trying as well. There's a lot of things in tech, so yeah, I'm still just figuring out, not figuring out,
Okay.
but I'm just trying whatever I find interesting, and I think okay,
Hmm.
I would want to learn it. So yeah.
Okay, that's great. So, like, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Like, I know it's an interview kind of question, but yeah, you are still at very young age. So, what's the main goal you see? Like,
Uh, I would say even I don't know. I'm not
okay,
sure because my thoughts process change a lot. To one
okay,
year back, if you would ask me the question, "Where do you see?" I would have said I'm a 2 years back. I would have said I would be a successful YouTuber, and
yeah,
then I would have said I would have been a video editor. So things
hmm,
keep changing.
yeah,
But
hmm,
still, I think I'll be doing something in the sense of I'll be building some product,
okay,
something interesting with the team. So because I like to work in small teams,
hmm,
I'll create a team of my own, maybe four, five, six people, and we'll be working on something. Something maybe it could be personal brand, it could be business, it could be a startup,
okay,
it could be a product. So yeah, I'll be working in a
hmm,
small team for sure, and it
hmm,
will be something I'll be interested in building. So obviously.
okay. So, Harsh, currently you're doing a job, right? Can you like just tell the audience what's your current LPA, if you're comfortable, or you can disclose it?
I don't know. I've 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 told it that it's in my first reel. I told it already, but it not exact. But it definitely is better. As a fresher, so it's like around 20 plus LP. You can say 20 in between 20 to 30.
Okay,
So it's like the thing is, my company is it's a US based startup. So
okay,
they don't pay me the normal way. I have a GST number. I have registered for it, and uh,
okay.
they pay me the full amount, and then later I have to pay the taxes. So the
Okay,
things work
yeah.
different.
Yeah, I have the idea because one of my cousins is also in a US based company, so I have the idea what are you talking about.
Yeah. So there are
Hmm.
two types of remote work in which the company tries to pay in Indian rupees, where they
Okay.
register it in Indian-based company, some remote or something. Or
Hmm.
another case, they pay you as a contractor, so they pay in dollars. So my case is
Hmm.
they're paying in dollars. So yeah,
Okay.
it's definitely pretty good
Hmm.
for me,
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
say. But
Hmm.
yeah, it is good. But
Okay. So it's a remote work, right?
yeah, it is a remote
So
work.
like
I'm
you shifted from Pune to Bangalore, right?
Yeah, I
Hmm.
will also explain that. So basically, what
Okay.
happened when I got internship in December 2021,
Hmm.
in the year 2022 February, January, they asked me, the Z5 company, they asked me to come to Bangalore.
Okay.
They are if I would like to, and I said yes because I wanted to explore. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, why not? And then they had a headquarter in Bangalore, and we were staying all, and we were working from there. I worked with them for like till May,
Okay.
and while working with them, I got the offer. So offer I got was from I don't know how it happened. I think it was because I went to a meetup,
Okay.
and on Discord group. So I was on the part, and
Hmm.
I introduced myself as a blockchain developer there, and somehow they
Okay.
got looking for it one,
Hmm.
and got interviewed, and I got the job. And once I
Okay.
got the job, it was my choice. So I moved from their place to a
Hmm.
PG first.
Okay.
I stayed for 2-3 months, but they told me
Hmm.
that it's totally remote. You can choose to be here, or you can go back to Pune.
Okay.
So stayed there for in Bangalore for 2-3 months, and then I again in September last year. I went to Pune, stayed there for 2 months, 3 months.
Okay.
I got bored there, so I realized that
Hmm.
Bangalore is more fun than Pune. So
Yeah.
I came to Bangalore again now, and yeah, here
Okay.
I'm trying a few things, so meeting people,
Okay.
networking, and
Yeah, like you get a good
and then,
exposure in Bangalore. I feel like it's the tech hub of India. I feel so.
yeah, even Pune is, but the thing is,
Yeah.
I'm not from the main city, Pune city. Yeah. That's why I was like, this is better, Bangalore. I'm staying in Janagar, so it's
Hmm.
better.
Hmm. Okay, that's great. So, Harsh, anything like you feel we should discuss more of something? You need to speak about something you feel like.
Sure, sure, sure. I would like to tell, like, if the audience is majorly like, I think definitely it's a teenagers
Yeah, all
podcast, so
the
it's a
teenagers
teen
and the college going students.
college groups, right? So I would
Yeah.
say, don't just don't just try to like just try to follow whatever anyone says. Do your
Yeah.
own research on
Hmm.
everything that you hear,
Yeah.
because a lot of things you hear and see on social media, and
Hmm.
people talking, okay, this is the big thing, this is that, it's all noise.
Yeah.
Sit down, think about, research about it, find what's true, and it's very difficult, but you'll have to do, and find your
Hmm.
interest,
Hmm.
explore in that field. And yeah, don't think about a lot
Hmm.
about okay, this guy did that and he made that, okay, he did this and that. That's okay, but try to find your own interest and
Hmm.
become whatever you are doing. Because I have seen my friends I've met, those are UI UX designers, video editors, and they're very good at what they do, so they get paid
Exactly. Yeah.
a lot. It's
Hmm.
about having a passion at something, so that you really want to do it, and
Hmm.
it's like a
Hmm.
fun too, so you can do it better than anyone else. So find something
Hmm.
that would that you would want to do most of
Hmm.
your time. So
Okay, that's great.